Hi, so today me and my group are going to explain about what is auxiliary.
What is qawaid fiqhiyya?
Qawaid al-fiqh or Islamic legal maxims are the method to derive the ruling in Islam.
Literally, qaid is a plural derived from the word qaida, meaning foundation. Fiqhiyya derived from the word fiqh meaning understanding, and act as a categorization. Imam Tajuddin as-Subki defined qaid al-fiqhiyya as general cases, which correspond to other specific cases by which the law is understood. The importance of qaid fiqhiyya. 1. A media to understand objective of Sharia. 2. Help to derive law from a situation which are already happening before, or not. 3. Qaid fiqhiyya is one of the tools to solve questions that happen which still not have a provision. 4. Qaid fiqhiyya is a way to bring welfare, and reject harm. 5. Qaid fiqhiyya let us know the law from any fiqh problems that occur in every age, that didn't have sign from Al-Quran and Hadith.
al-taabi'u taabi'.
Now, let's learn the definition. The literal meaning of this maxim is auxiliary. In term, its mean that which is auxiliary to something in fact, is also auxiliary to it in its ruling. For better understanding, it gives us the meaning that something associated with or follows another thing in reality, or in its ruling, or by law desires, then it takes the same ruling as its principle. Scholars have divided taabi'un in some categories which are 1. Auxiliary to another and dependent upon it, because it is part of it. 2. Auxiliary to another but it can be separated from it. 3. Can be auxiliary to another, when it is necessary for it. 4. Contingent upon another. 4 ways to know if it is auxiliary to another are 1. Sharia stipulated. 2. It's built into the language. 3. Custom. 4. Contractual stipulation. Now, we have a clear understanding of this Islamic legal maxim.
There are 4 categories of taabi'un. First, something that is auxiliary to another and dependent upon it. Second, something that auxiliary to another but it can be separated from it. Third, something can be auxiliary to another is when it is necessary for it. Lastly, something is contingent upon another. Something that is auxiliary to another and dependent upon it. Example for it is the wool on the back of a sheep and the leaf and the branches of a tree. Something that auxiliary to another but it can be separated from it. For example, fetus in womb, fruit on tree. The example of something can be auxiliary to another is when it is necessary for it is a key and a lock. A key by itself is useless. The lock by itself also useless, but the lock is what is primarily intended and so the key is auxiliary to it. If you buy something and the delivery of the asset then become auxiliary to the purchase of it, it would not do you a whole lot of good. If you bought the thing and it is sitting somewhere other than where you need it, so delivery becomes an auxiliary to the purchase. Application in qawaid fiqhiyya. Prophet prohibited people from stopping the milking of a sheep or any milk animal before it is sold. A day or 2 or 3 days before you sell it, you stop milking it. Prophet said, if someone sells a fertilized date palm to another, its fruits belongs to the seller unless the buyer stipulates it. Prophet said, when we slaughter that animal and there is a fetus inside it, we can eat the mother and its fetus. Application in Mu'amalat. If somebody sells real estate to another person, then everything that is auxiliary to that real estate is also transferred. So the person will have the right to buildings on that real estate.
The application on Islamic finance and banking. The application of auxiliary in time value of money, an increment imposed on the spot price on account of deferred payment in a deferred sale by mu'ajjal. The excess in the deferred sale is considered supplementary tabi' to the spot price of the transacted commodity, which is considered primary matbu', and it is imposed in association with it. In zakat, profit earned by merchandise subject to zakat law as it is derived from the original merchandise. In takaful operation, takaful operator is permitted to underwrite the risk of a company that borrowing from conventional bank when its core business is halal. If an item becomes a debt collateral in debt matters, then it becomes tabi' to the debt. This means that when debtor relieves the debt, the item also must be relieved and returned to the debtor. In trading, when someone buys something that needs to be delivered, then the delivery of the asset becomes auxiliary to the transaction.
For the conclusion, we can say that over the last few years, mainstream of Islamic law has increasingly demonstrated the dynamism of Islamic law in remaining relevant to the life of Muslims at all time and place. Qawaid Fiqhiyah through Islamic legal mainstream is very important because by learning this knowledge can help determine the new law with many similar problems in terms of the same method can be used. For an example, we can see that this legal maxim can be applied in many circumstances which mu'amalat and Islamic finance and banking matters. That's all from our group. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.